A concept that will never ever sit right with me is the idea of renovating your house and then finding something like a room or a hidden staircase or anything else within the house that you didn't originally know about. Because what do you mean it's demo day and now there's a creepy little hidden crawl space that looks like it was made for kidnapping people? One of the craziest cases of this happened in Jefferson, Texas. This couple ended up purchasing property and they wanted to make it into a bed and breakfast situation. And the second that they purchased the property and actually started renovating, the first thing that they found was a hidden room. It was extremely tiny with a low ceiling and no decorations. And for those of you who don't know, a lot of the times in the 19th century and sometimes even early 20th century, there was a secret room that was put into houses in order to hide a certain member of the family away from the world, whether that was due to disabilities, mental illness, or an unwanted pregnancy. This is an area that would remain very, very tucked away from everyone else. So the owner's realizing, oh, we might have just stumbled upon one of these. As he goes on, he ends up renovating a totally different room and finds a hidden staircase. This staircase leads all the way up to that room. So you can only imagine that that room maybe used to be a master bedroom at some point. And then even later on than that, he finds another small room with original wallpaper and everything. And you might be thinking, wow, this is all a really strange occurrence, but at least that's it, right? No, wrong. He continues to renovate the downstairs and ends up finding an entire floor of crystals underneath the floorboards. Crystals. On top of this, he ends up receiving and looking over the original blueprints of the place and seeing that it also has a basement. To this day, does not know how to access the basement or where to go. He's also had multiple people approach him saying that they do have memory of a basement whenever they were there like decades ago. And that someone may or may not have been down there. So as you can imagine, if you've seen any kind of horror movie in the history of ever, possibly stuff's gonna go down. It doesn't take long for things to start, and it all starts with a little redheaded boy. The owner of the property, Jeremy, was upstairs fixing one of the rooms whenever he heard a whistle. I'm not very good at whistling. He looks up to see a little redheaded kid peek from under the bed and then go back in. I feel like if you're anything like me and I saw something like that, I would be like, that's just my imagination. My eyes are just playing tricks on me. It's fine. There is no imaginary child running around these halls. Well, whenever they ended up opening some months later, they noticed that one of their guests was standing very annoyed in the middle of the hallway. Jeremy approached her to ask her if everything was okay. And she was like, just waiting for your son to come back. Sorry, what? And she's like, your son told me to meet him over here. He was gonna show me something. I don't know where he is now. And he's like, ma'am, can you describe this kid to me? And she's like, he's got red hair, overalls. And he's like, okay, yeah, my son doesn't have red hair. He's somewhere, he's not even here today. He's probably in school. And he's like, ma'am, that's not my son. He was also thinking, I don't have any other kid with red hair staying here tonight. So thankfully, he had up some cameras. So he decided to pop up the Ring camera just to see who she was talking to and realized that she was talking to herself. This spooked him, spooked her, but was literally only the beginning of everything that was about to go down. Because it seems as though that every single discovery that was made there woke something up. One of the days that both the owner and his daughter were actually sitting in the hidden room in the attic, they decided to have a little investigation up there, see if they saw anything, take some pictures, especially because of all the reports that had been happening. And while he's in there taking photos, they get a little freaked out because there's this photo of a boy that shows up. And I don't know if you can make it out in this picture, but I see him pretty clearly, but hey, maybe it's dust. As time goes on, the owner actually reports starting to see things in the hallway. And I also want you guys to know that he has such a particular collection in these hallways. These are not normal hallways. These are hallways that are decorated with things from horror movie sets, haunted objects from around the world. And one of the days that he walks out of one of the rooms and looks down the hallway, he feels like he sees something and completely stops dead in his tracks. And later, going to the other camera that was pointed in that direction at the exact same time that he stops, he sees a blur go across the camera, which you guys can see the blur just go on past. I'm so glad that he's been documenting this stuff on YouTube because one of the freakiest videos that I've seen that he's posted is this one right here, where in the downstairs in a room that no one was booked in for that night, there is a face that peers out and then just casually goes back in. Not to be dramatic, but that gives me the deepest of chills and does not sit right with me. Which there was not a single guest in the hotel downstairs that night. He keeps renovating, things are getting worse. Things literally start to fall off the shelf at random times with absolutely nothing around to cause something like this. And then people in the hotel actually start to hear audible voices. One of the times that this happened, there's a little boy who's exploring around the hotel when he hears this. And you can hear him stop and respond to it. It sounds very, very faint in one camera, but whenever they go to the camera on the other side, you can hear the voice a lot better. There is no kid hiding underneath that pool table. There's no kid hiding anywhere there. And the owner believes that that is the voice of the boy with the red hair. But one particular video that he posted that freaks me out more than the others, he posted because he woke up in the middle of the night hearing a child in his bed laugh twice. He took out his phone and started to film and filmed this creepy little face. And as you watch it, you can actually see the expression on the face change. And you can kind of see where the placement is of the face and the box. And just a few moments later, whenever he kind of freaked out for a second, he filmed back over in that same spot again. You can see the same box. There's nothing there. There's not a mask sitting down or anything like that. But literally going back to that first video, it can't be a mask because you can see that face physically change. And after talking to the owners, it seems like there is story on top of story on top of story, and things just keep getting more bizarre. There is a haunted doll there that moves at random. There are people that report having things being written in their mirror. Sometimes people will even say that there's something that will follow them home afterwards. So I would like to go and check out this place myself. In the next video, I'm gonna go and investigate.